deepest part of the lung. I'm not going to recap all the different tributaries of the bronchial system and so on. But in Dr. Sinclair's manual, she talks about the pulmonary circulation, and don't forget about that. I mean, there's no point in studying the respiratory system unless you remember that it interfaces with the circulatory system. I mean, the whole idea is that we take spent blood, return it to the right side of the heart by the vena cava, and we pump that blood through the, through the right ventricle, out into the pulmonary trunk, through the pulmonary semilunar valve. That splits into two pulmonary arteries to the two lungs. Well, the pulmonary arteries go into the lungs, and they split into like smaller branches, headed for the pulmonary capillaries. Which of the two vessels we see here do you think are actually tributaries off the pulmonary arteries? Would it be that one over there, or would it be this one over here? Most people are going to make the mistake and say it's the red one. Remember, blood that goes from the right side of the heart into the pulmonary arterial system, that's spent blood. Okay, it's the dark vessel here. Okay, that's a tributary to the pulmonary artery. Artery has nothing to do with whether the blood's oxygenated or not. Artery just means carries from the heart, veins means to the heart. So in the pulmonary pathway, the pulmonary trunk, pulmonary arteries, or arteries because they're carrying blood from the heart, you get into the deepest part of the lung. Trust me, that is a tributary off the pulmonary arteries. If you sample the blood in there, it's spent blood. And the idea is to get that spent blood to flow through the pulmonary capillaries. Air is going to be on the inside of the alveolus. O2 from the air is going to diffuse across the respiratory membrane. It's going to be picked up by the pulmonary capillary blood. It's going to become enriched with O2. And eventually, draining the pulmonary capillaries, we're going to have a big vein that's going to converge with others just like it to make the pulmonary veins. They're called veins because they're carrying blood back to the heart, but now the blood is oxygenated again. So in other words, in the pulmonary circulation, the pulmonary arteries carry spent blood away from the heart. The pulmonary veins carry oxygenated blood back to the left heart. Okay, so make sure you got that clear. Very, very important. Okay. Also, some people today were asking about respiratory membrane. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands exactly what it is. Respiratory membrane is kind of a conceptual thing. And what I mean is, when you inhale air, the air goes in through the trachea, bronchi, tertiary